If God is living in us, that means we are a small version of God. So he didn't lie. It's just people weren't ready to hear it back then. Okay. He came for the chosen people and they weren't ready to receive it. That's why he allowed the the other people to get in. Hush your fuss and get on the bus. And then, and they said Barabbas. And then they said, well, put it on us and our children's children. I said, wait a minute, you did it again? Don't put me in your mess. See, that's why how we got in this generational baggage and this generational drama and this generational carrying. Because see, in 100 AD and 200 AD, they took the books of the Bible out. So we didn't have anything to stand on. And the people that would have told it was gone. So then that generation that was there was like the baby boomers. They had so much trauma and so much happened and so much came against them that they didn't even teach that no more. They just kept it. They were like, man, I ain't got nothing to share with you. They didn't keep the thing going. So for a minute, that wasn't even taught, even though it was called the way. So that wasn't even taught for me. It wasn't even called Christian. It wasn't called Christian till later on. When they picked it back up, then they called it Christian because of Christ. And Christ is the anointed one of his anointing, burden removing, yoke destroying power of God. So that's the broke yoke destroying power of God. So if you calling yourself a Christian, and you gossiping, and you're not operating under yoke destroying power of God, you might want to quit calling yourself that. Because you're not who God called you to be. You're not doing what God calls you to be. You're not doing it. You're not doing it. So you're using God's name in vain. I'm just letting you know. And you know, go read and see what happens when you use God's name in vain. And I'm leaving it right there. So it's up to us to use our believers' authority. Whatever you believe, you will uphold. So that means the cops believe if you're in that speed zone and you're going 25, it's 25, but you are going 60 miles an hour in a residential place. Guess what the cops get a right to do? Stop. I'm finna give you a ticket. That's their right. Because you're breaking the law. Our right is to say, I don't want this in my life. I don't like nothing that you're doing. I'm stopping this. That's the right we have to. It don't matter your creed. It don't matter your color. It is your right because God sits in your heart. And the minute you see something you don't like, you have a right to speak against it. And just know the minute you speak against it, they're going to send everything that come against you and going to make you seem crazy. Just remember, everybody that ever said crazy, now they looking truthful now, ain't they? Because see, we know everything, but we don't know anything. And this keeps us from attachments as we go through each level and lesson. Because every time you learn something new, you got to let go. That was taught to me by Jesus, Thoth, and Eshu. Because see, if you don't let go, you're stuck at the crossroads and can't go any further. And you know who Eshu is. So if you under Eshu, you see why. And you see I pulled everybody, so you can't say you don't know. Eshu is with the underneath the African. Okay, so you can't say you don't know. And Thoth is Egypt and everybody that's under the new way of learning. And Jesus is on under everybody else. So you can't say you don't know because you know. You know what I'm putting down. And also we have the adjective PDF along with the 400 values PDF. To put those together to change your whole Sims character in this janky promoter game. Because this is a whole simulation. And it's based on what you believe. And see, a lot of the times we've been lied to. So everything that you've been lied to, you believe it because you was lied to. But now that you know better, you can do better. Once you know better, you do better. And you just say, I don't want this no more. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter for the juicy updates and the upcoming events. Don't forget to look at my new link for school. I'm just getting things started, so come on over and see. I was inducted into the new class of Who's Who, as well as influential women of 2025. It's been a whole new experience putting up that last reel 2025. And look what I received in 2017 for what I was doing. I was helping young people Okay, and I was bringing women and young ladies out of sex trafficking. I had people to help me, but when I looked up, everybody was gone, and God said, keep going. And so I did. With every dime that I got, I kept going. Okay, because that's what you do. You don't stop doing what God has called you to do. So I kept doing it. I was helping teenage girls that came out and said they were LGBTQAI, and young girls that came out and said they was pregnant. They got kicked out of their homes. I put them in shelter, but made sure I kept checking up on them and gave them what they needed. Then I was helping domestic violence people. I was helping people that lost everything in fires. hmm I was helping people that lost everything in fires and helping them getting their lives together. I was helping people that lost everything in floods and getting their lives together. Why? Because that was my mission. I don't know what your mission is. Get to it. Okay, that was my mission at that time. And every day the mission is changing. I just flow with God. I just go with God. Okay. And then I also was assisting families that didn't have anything to put on the table for Christmas and Thanksgiving. I just helped this one woman, and then I found out that most of them people that was working with her got laid off, and so I took everybody's name that she would give to me, and I put it in a bowl. And when it came time for Christmas, I pulled out 2 family names, and I gave their kids 2 gifts each. And then, cause I was working with a budget, so I did what I could do. I made sure they got some food and some food for Christmas, and I made sure they had enough groceries. So I bought food for Christmas, and I catered food for them for their Christmas, and then I made sure they had like $150 worth of groceries per household. Okay, I was just doing what God asked me to do, and again, anytime extra money came in my hand, that's what I was doing, cause that's what God asked me to do. And you know what? I'm so glad that God. The only time I took pictures was when I put it on my web page because I didn't put it. I didn't put it all on social media. The only thing I put on social media was what I did, what I put on my web page because I didn't put none of them women and them children that came out of sex trafficking and stuff like that. Why? Because that is dangerous to me and them. And the ones that came out of domestic violence, it was dangerous to me and them. So I made sure they were safe above everything else because it's not about me looking good. It's about me making sure that the clients I was taking care of, yes, they were the people I was helping, but to me, they was clients. So I had to make sure those clients I was taking care of were safe, and me too. I'm so glad that God sees what you do, but don't nobody else see it. And God said, whatever you do in private, He'll reward in public. I'm so faithful. God is so faithful, and I'm thankful and grateful for it all. Don't forget to look at the order to receive 25%. Don't forget to look at the link to receive 25% off your first order. This is the company I use with all natural remedies, along with um my naturopathic doctor for the diagnosis I received in 2017 and saying I had breast cancer, and I didn't take any chemo. Okay, I just took the stuff from my backyard. If you look on my YouTube page, you'll see I put a picture of it today. I put that picture of the poke salad and the crabgrass. Okay, so you'll see it, so you know exactly what it is when you see it in your backyard. It's edible and it's herbal. Okay, and it heals the body. Who knew, child? Our ancestors stayed unsick. Hush your fuss and get on the bus. So basically, the doctor was trying to beat me up and get me to take the cancer treatment. I said no because I heard God say if you take that, you gone in a week. And I said I like looking at myself in the mirror. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Charlie. Remember that Soon Kids, the tuna? Not doing that today. You only know that if you came from the 80s. And then I told them doctors I bind every disease, every germ, every bacteria, every tumor, every growth, every parasite that's trying to stay on my body, and I curse it to the root, and I send it back to the pit of hell, and I loose the blood of Jesus, I loose the hand of God. Honey, I was cursing everything to the root. Say I won't, because I was. Honey, I was getting my whole life together. And they said, what you doing? I said, God, I take full responsibility of what I did because I was eating the food. I said hand to mouth, hand to mouth. I can't sue nobody because I did this. I went to the restaurants. I did this. Yes, they lied to me about what's in the food, but I ate this stuff. I did this to myself, and I take full responsibility. When you take full responsibility, God can work with you because it is some truth to that. God will help those that help themselves. The minute you say, I take full responsibility, God say, okay, now we're working with Crisco. Let's go. So I went home, talked to God. God said, call the naturopathic doctor, did that. Pulled down everything that Dr. Sebi ever had on Because I was learning about Dr. Seb. I pulled down everything from Lisa Left Eye Lopez. Rest in peace. We miss you, girl. And I learned everything from her. So I pulled out everything that he had. Okay. On Alkaline and child, I